Well, now you might be able to agree with this, but I can for one guarantee that the number one cause of all of my halts in like any creation or any project being canned because of that is because I wasn't aiming for practicality first. I wasn't first understanding my limits and how far I can go. I would set like these really big projects that were much bigger than me. And that ambition's good. I mean, you that ambition's important in creation, but if you have nothing to limit that ambition, if you have no self-restraints on that ambition, then naturally you're going to burn out of every project that you start, because nobody can just create a project that they see, a completely ideal project, 100% good. To take an example, a movie. No, if you want to make a movie in your life, nobody just, without having any prior experience of creation, just like, all right, I'm going to make a blockbuster movie right now by myself and just, film it all, like I'll fund everything. I'll get it out. And the key will be like working hard. It's like you need to be able to set limits so that you can fill in those limits as much as you can. I mean, if you set this idea of like, this is something that's practical, this is something that can be done. It's not the biggest project ever. It's, I'm not saying like this is like groundbreaking, but for what it is, I'm able to get as far as I can within those limits.
Yes.
And then you find yourself grabbing a product that's now completely full, as opposed to so many half-finished, really, really good projects, but are half-finished. And a saying I learned actually relatively recently, I just can't remember who said it, because it was someone who heard someone else say it, and then they told me. So now it's just a freaking game of telephone. But the saying they said was that a perfect project is good, but a finished project is better, because so many perfect projects will just get like put on the sidelines because they'll never get finished. Because can you actually ever do perfect? Can that ever actually be done? You know what I mean? And this kind of segues into like another mentality that should probably be kept in mind, is just that it's okay if your project is not the same project that you originally envisioned. You got to give room for your project to change and evolve. And so many times people will think, and I speak from experience, I want to bring up like an actual example of a YouTube project so a very simple project. Actually, Talon, I think I invited you to this one a while back. This is a long time ago. I loved the game Team Fortress 2. Oh, by the way, I play games, in case you guys didn't know. So I love the game Team Fortress 2, and I thought it would be cool to do a simple 9 versus 9 Team Fortress 2 match with everybody recording their individual perspectives and editing it all together into like a meshed idea. If you guys can get that idea done, you can have that idea. Take it. The problem is that project was way bigger than me at the time. I feel like if I tackled it now, things might be a little bit different. But the problem is that I didn't leave any room for that project to change at all. I didn't like the idea of, people would come to me with better ideas. They would say like, well, what if you just had one person on each team recording or something like that? And, or you scaled it down, instead of 9v9, maybe it's just 3v3 or something like that.
Right.
And even just on a small project like that, it's easy to get carried away. You start thinking things like, because I can, I will. And sometimes you not always can. Sometimes you think you can when you just can't quite yet, Sometimes you need more time to build up those resources to get a project like that going.
And it's okay to take the time too. Like, that's one of the reasons why I like the limited run stuff, is because where I work best is whenever I can take the time to hit things in stages and have it finished before I release. Like, if I can have a project completely done, like a podcast series, 4, 5, 6, 8 episodes done before I even announce that it's coming out, like, that is my ideal, because then it's done. I can put it out. I took the time I needed to make it, it is out there, and now I don't need to worry about that. I can focus on just promoting it. Right. Yeah.
And I think that's a great exercise. I think if you're looking to get into creation, something you should try to do is get something to its finished level before telling anybody that you're even making it. You know what I mean? I think that's a fun creative project, is to make something that's entirely based off of your own drive, and not really focusing so much about like other people shaping it for you. And that's not to say that you shouldn't like look into critique, but critique is great when it comes after the video too.
Yes.
Like after you make it. And that's a great way of seeing like, hey, this is taking a lot longer than I should. Maybe I should adjust my project a little bit. Maybe I should, just tweak a couple things and get something else that's really good, Hey there. You just watched a clip from my creative podcast. If you'd like to check out the full episode, you can support me over on Patreon. And if not, you can subscribe to check out more clips coming here soon.